Hey, what's up, guys? I just did an Alien Covenant movie review, and I figured since I ended that movie review on talking about why Fast and Furious 8, I think Fate of the Furious, I think the movie can't be reviewed by itself, but I'm gonna review the franchise of the Fast and Furious movies because I think I saw the first movie. I was in high school, I think, and now I'm a grown man, and they're still making these movies with the same characters. But the beauty of the Fast and Furious movies, I'm just gonna refer to them as the Fast and Furious movies because that's what they are. It started out with a simple idea: kids racing cars in the street of LA, and now it started out back then in I think it was 1999 or 2001. The first movie came out, and that was almost 20 years later, 2017, and they're making the same movies with the cars racing and doing different things. But the beauty of the Fast and Furious movies, and I'm going to come out and say it right now, is that every time you see one of these movies or sequels, I don't even think they're sequels because they feels like the beauty of it is it feels like you're watching a new movie, a new thing. It's the same characters. I know Brian O'Connor character was written off after Paul Walker died. Rest in peace. And you love the actors. That's the thing. I love Paul Walker. I don't think I've ever seen him in any other movies than the Fast movies. I think he was in a bunch of action movies, but don't really remember those. But I love him for the Fast movies, and he the memorable characters. You remember them. You watch these movies with emotions because you've seen these characters over the last 20 years doing the same thing, but the movies all feel fresh. The last one, the recent one, brilliant scene. I mean, I watched it, and the movie starts out with Vin Diesel racing a car in Cuba. Simple, simple scene, simple plot. He has to race to save his cousin's car or something like that. And there's a big guy in Cuba. I don't know if he's like a rich guy or a mobster guy. And he's like, "You want my car? We have to race for it." And simple, stupid. Nothing intelligent there. But the way the scene is done, it's the first 10 minutes of that movie. Just watch it just for that scene, and what they've done there. It was just beautiful. Vin Diesel was racing a car against another car. That's all the scene is. But what he does in the scene is something you've never seen before in the last 10 movies or 8 movies or whatever movies we've never seen this before. And I'm watching the scene of him racing the car. I'm like, at one point you're thinking he's not going to win. I mean, in these movies he always wins these races or whatever. But you're like, there's no way he's going to win this race because the car he's racing is on fire at one point. It's falling apart. It's almost comedic. But you've never seen this before in any other movie. I've never seen it before. I've seen a lot of action movies. I've seen I've seen all the Fast movies. But they managed to provide, after 8 sequels, something we've never seen before as fans of the movie. And this is why I'm a fan of these movies. I know it's a stupid blockbuster entertainment. It's nothing intelligent. It's a popcorn flick. I'm not looking to learn anything from this movie. I'm not looking to come out of the movie with a message that's gonna make my life better. But it's a fun movie to watch, and I think that's the beauty of these movies. Like that first 10 minutes, I'm not even gonna go into the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie is good as well in terms of what it delivers, but it gives you a new movie. I feel like a lot of movies I've seen in the last year, like the Star Wars movies, the comic book movies, it's all the same garbage. I mean, they're great movies, but it's like you've seen Batman versus Superman. You've seen it before. Wonder Woman's coming out. I'm sure it's going to offer nothing I haven't seen before. In the countless of comic book movies, I've seen it all before at this point. And even the Avengers movie, you've seen it before. They're great movies, but you've seen it before. And I think the point I'm trying to make is that Hollywood has a formula now where they make these good movies. I mean, they get good Rotten Tomato scores. The fans all love it. But at some point, you have to say, like, I've seen, a lightsaber, in a Jedi fighting with a lightsaber. I've seen that before. I want to see something new. I want to see, even if it's the same Jedi and the same lightsaber, I want to see a new story. But I feel like they don't do that. But the Fast movies do that. Like, and I remember, and that's the thing, movies are so forgettable these days. Like, you see a movie, I forgot Alien Covenant already. I could remember that in the discussion. I could remember some of the actors' name. Or I couldn't even tell you a character's name in that movie. I couldn't even tell you a main character's name in that movie, Alien Covenant, a movie I saw 2 days ago. But I could tell you characters in the Fast movie, the one they go to Brazil. I remember every scene in that movie as something I've never seen before when they're driving down the through Brazil with the bank vaults attached to the back of the cars and it's tearing through the town. I've never seen that before, that movie, and I don't think I've seen it since then. But what the Fast movies could have done was just kept showing you the same shit over and over again. But no, they said, no, we're going to do it differently every time. And I think, I don't know, I know Vin Diesel has a bit of he has a bit of creative input into those movies as well. He's one of the producers. And for some reason, we went to the same college. Vin Diesel went to Hunter College, and I believe he did creative writing, which is a degree I got at Hunter College. I did English creative writing at Hunter College. So I like to see someone from my background doing something that I love and appreciate. And I know he has some creative input into these movies, and overall, the movies are brilliant. I think the Fast movies do something different every movie. Whereas I'll see Avengers like 20, like 10 years from now, or the 20 Star Wars episode 19, and I'm pretty sure I'd feel watching that movie 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's the same Star Wars movie, same Avengers comic book movie. I think there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out. I don't know what new things a Spider-Man movie is going to offer me, where it's the same freaking origin story with Peter Parker, and his Uncle Ben dies in every Spider-Man movie. I think every Batman movie is the origin of a Batman where Bruce Wayne, parents die, and it's just the same shit. And even the Doctor Strange movie, which is a totally new movie, 90% of that movie is the origin of Doctor Strange. And when you think about most of the people going to see a Doctor Strange movie, most people would have read a Doctor Strange comic or would understand he's a comic book character with powers. We don't need to see how he gets his powers. We don't need to see his backstory. I feel like there's just too much backstory. With the Fast movies, there's no backstory. They introduced Scott Eastwood plays a character, and I forgot the actor's name. The whole guy, Kurt Russell's in this movie. We know nothing about these guys, but the performances of their character is memorable. The Scott Eastwood character, he's a rookie. They call him Rook. Memorable performance. He's barely in the movie, but his performance, you remember his performance. You remember The Rock picks him up in one scene. It's just so funny. And then Mr. Nobody, he has no name in the movie. Kurt Russell's character is memorable performances, offering new things. And I think that's important for Hollywood to be doing in movies today. Like, we need to see new things, and I think that's going to be something that needs to be changed in Hollywood. They can't keep making the same things. So anyway, that's my 2 cents and why I think the Fast movies are really great. I know a lot of people dump on them for being like brain dead popcorn flicks, but there's something there that I think is going to be discussed in film classes in 2089 in a film class. They'll be discussing these movies and why they're so successful and why they make billions of dollars every year across the planet, because they offer something new. Unlike the Transformers movie, even like they're trying to do the sequel and out of those Transformers movies, but I feel it's the same thing. And there's so much you could do with a Transformers movie, but I feel like what the Fast movies have done, I mean, they've taken simpler car racing and now they're, doing a lot more with that. And I think it's something to be learned from those movies. And that's it, guys. Peace out.